Hi everyone, welcome to Paper Wishes Sunday Webisodes, and I am Lene Gehrig, and I'm excited to bring you wonderful projects from our friend Heidi, and she used border cutting dies from Bright Rosa by Paula Pasquale. I can't wait to show you what we have, so come play with us. This first card I'm just in love with. It is a Fern Cutaway card, and it uses the Fern border. Let me show you what Heidi did here. She made this incredible front here, and it's using the Spice Market paper pack from hot off the press, and then you open it inside and it's got another border behind it. Let me show you how she did this using these wonderful dies. I should show you that there are 16 dies in this collection. One of them is missing here. I have it attached to a card. So what she did first was, you have your card. I've covered mine in black. Hers is covered in black Spice Market paper. And then she put this edger die at an angle on the right side of the card. And here's a little tip. I like to put my low-tack tape on the side of on the edge of the die that's going to be cut away. That way it's not sticking and accidentally too sticky on the part that I'm keeping. So I've already run this through the machine. Let's just loosen this up here. There we go. Okay, so that just cut away. And then she cut hers from green paper. I cut mine from white just to show you the example here. She laid that right over the edge there. I mean, it's pretty great just in black and white, right? Can you imagine with these beautiful papers? So then on the inside, she covered this portion of the card in gold paper, and then metallic gold paper rather, and then just did a black fern right there. See, so easy with these. And then all of these other little sprigs and twig dies just fill in this little space, and I think that's just wonderful. So let me show you another card. This is a Gatefold card, and I love what she did here with some gold embossing on the inside. Look at that gold embossing that's on that fern cut from brown craft paper. Rather craft cardstock. And for this card, she used Nature's Walk Artful Card Kit, which is one of my favorites. So let me show you how this one was done. Move the dies away. Okay, so for those of you who don't know about how to do a gatefold card, I'm going to show you that really quickly because there's multiple gatefold cards in this collection today. So the first thing you do is I like to card folded, and then you've got your center fold, and then you're taking the outside edges and you're folding that to the center fold. And then just going to take a bone folder. This is actually a borrowed bone folder. I think the ones we carry at Paper Wishes are actually a different color. I had to steal Debbie's bone folder, but she's not here today, so I'll get it back on her desk before she knows. There we go. There we go. Okay, so that's how we do a gatefold card. And then to do this great gold embossing on the inside, I'm going to show you how that works as well for some of you that might be new to embossing. All right, so I've got the craft cardstock here, and she used rather the largest Fern die for that. And then this watermark by Spectrum Noir, it's the translucent clear. Just going to take that and put it on the edges. And I'm just using the surface of the ink pad and just rubbing it on the edge. Like that. And then we do it on the other side as well. Like that. And then on this little twig, it was covered completely, if we can see here, it was covered completely with gold embossing. And how we take care of that is, let me get a piece of scrap paper. Where'd my scrap paper go? Here it is. And even though I have this protective craft sheet on here, I don't want to have my gold embossing powder stick to that after I have when I'm using it. It just gets everywhere, so I just use a little piece of cardstock or scrap paper to do my application here, and then my background is still clean. Okay, and so now what I'm going to do is, for this one, we're just going to cover the entire thing. And we're going to do the edges here. That's the only part that has, here we go, our clear ink on there. This side as well. I think I should have demoed this on a black cardstock, and that way you could see it better. All right, so we don't want to lose any of our embossing powder. So I'm just going to take my craft sheet, and this is why I didn't want to have any ink on it, because I'm just going to return the rest of that to the jar. There we go. Okay, so we don't need this anymore. All right, here we go. And then, okay, so you want to keep your hands away from the heat gun because it gets very, very hot. Okay. There we go. So you can see I'm not going to do the whole thing just for time's sake, but you can see how it's just got that nice gold tip. And then for the other one that I covered completely, you just do the whole thing. For this next card, Heidi used the flower border die set, and it has 13 dies in it. And it comes with all of these wonderful pieces. These are the edgers. This is the actual border, and then these are all the layering pieces. So let's take a look at this. So the first thing she did was she did a cutaway on the edge of the card. And how she did this was kind of tricky to pick up with my slippery table. Okay, the first thing she did is open her card up and put the edger so that it would cut off the right edge, okay? And then once that was cut off, go back to the card. Once that was cut off, she used the actual border and cut that and laid it right over the edge, so it was actually lined up with that decorative edge. It's meant to go over that perfectly. And see, I love how the flowers even extend off the edge at the top and the bottom of the card just a tiny bit. You can still get it into your envelope, but it's just a really nice feature. So then let's take a look at some of the different shapes here on the card for the, so you have all of these different shapes of flowers, which is so wonderful, and then you can just mix and match them. And here I'm just going to take different colors of cardstock so they show up a little better. And you can just layer them like this. And I even love this piece. It's sort of a starburst kind of piece, and I just stagger them like that, so the flowers are, the petals are going in between. And I even love this. This was really clever that they took, so the little circles that you can put in the center of your flowers, and instead of having individual little circle dies, they just put a cluster of them together so you could have them all together, easier to hold on to. So there we have it. You can see that die, and then just all the different sizes of individual flowers, really, really versatile. For this next card, Heidi once again used a Gatefold card, so I just love this. thank you set here, the thank you stamp set from hot off the press. And then inside, beautiful little flowers and a greeting. She used Dotted Duos #2 paper pack from hot off the press. And as you can see here, she's even has some little flowers in the layering that are made of vellum. Here we go. Just a really delicate touch with that one. I love that one. It's so feminine. For this card, Heidi used the butterfly border dies. There are 11 dies in this collection. And just look at the number of butterflies you get and the dimension that this card has. She used one of the butterfly edgers here, and she put it at an angle on the card to cut that away. And then she built up the butterflies on top, which I thought was pretty spectacular. Look at the inside of that. More butterflies. And what's great about these butterflies is they're just glued at the center, so you can just lift those wings up to give them dimension. I thought that was pretty spectacular. So let me show you what these dies look like. Okay. Here is the main butterfly border. Beautiful, beautiful butterflies. And then of course you have the edgers. So if you just want to use any of these dies, actually, I should have mentioned this before. Instead of just using one edger, you could use both edgers and then have just a straight border to go along your card. So you could cut it out and you could actually cut away any portion of your card, the left side, the right side. Beautiful. And then they also give you these silhouettes that would go behind any of your butterflies. Let me show you what this looks like. And I love that they're all just grouped together, so you can just run that through one time and you get all different of the 4 sizes. So here is the largest silhouette right there. And here is the largest butterfly here. You can use that one over the other. They're just perfectly sized. Or you could take this and fold those wings a little bit. I'm just folding them against the body part and then glue one right over the other to get that dimension. And you just glue the body part right there. Okay, let's take a look at another card. Oh, I should mention that for this particular card, Heidi used a painted lace paper pack. And for this one, it's another Gatefold card, she used paper painting paper pack by Hot Off the Press. Look at this beautiful card. And once again, the dimension of those butterflies and the layers, just gorgeous. I love the black and the red, how those just really pop. And then, of course, she's got the little jewel dazzles at the center of each, which is really beautiful. She did that on this one as well. So that's what I've got for you today. Thanks for joining me. I should also mention that all of the Bright Rosa cutting dies by Paula Pasquale, they all coordinate with one another. So I believe on the Thursday blog from last week, that was on the 27th of June, featured the Edge Builder cutting dies, and these work beautifully with that as well. So you might want to go back and check out all that Paper Wishes has to offer from Bright Rosa, and they are exclusive to Paper Wishes here in the United States. So make sure you check out our Money Saver on all 3 sets of these dies. They're on the right side of your screen. It's a really great offer. And if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you check out the links to the Money Saver and to paperwishes.com in the description below. Thanks for joining me today.